Hi, Stephen. Welcome to Lucia Craft. It's my honor to have you on the show. So the first question, I will focus on the changes of China in your eyes. So how many times have you been to China? Compare with your first impression, how has China's development changed and what aspects left a deep impression on you?
I've been to China now approximately 6 times. The first visit that I made to China was in June of 2023. Since then, I have traveled to Beijing, to Guangzhou. I've been to Shenzhen at the same time that I was actually visiting in Kasia in 2023 as well. And then in 2024, I made a tour in Xizang in Tibet. I've had a chance to see uh, different parts of China. The impressions that it has left on me are quite profound. I learn and gain insights every time I've had the chance to visit, even though it has not been a great number of times in terms of the historical developments in China. I still think that it has been a real privilege to be able to visit and envision what is happening in China today.
I'm so happy that during the 6 times visit, you have been to Xinjiang, to Xizang. So what's your view on the Xinjiang and Xizang, especially compared with the report of the Western media?
Well, the point that I saw very clearly is that in both Xinjiang and in Xizang in Tibet, or as it's called Tibet in the West, there is a massive development perspective. The point of the conference that I attended in Kasia, or Kashgar, as it's often called in the West, was based on making Xizang into, or Kashgar into, a center for development. And what I saw very clearly is the perspective of the next 10 years of the Belt and Road Initiative is to bring to the largest part of China in the West, which has the greatest geographical areas, but actually a relatively smaller population. This area connects to Central Asia, to Russia, to India, to Pakistan. These areas mean a part of what I think is the forward direction for global development and the Belt and Road Initiative. The West has a problem with this. They do not want to see the development perspective that China has, for, not only internally for China itself, but for global development. And therefore, very often there are, like in the stories of what is being used against China in Xinjiang on the question of human rights, or also in Tibet, there are no factual basis for these things. So part of what we do in the Belt and Road Institute in Sweden is to present in so many different ways an accurate picture of both what we have seen by visiting China and also what we have come to know as being, in some ways, leading experts in understanding the significance of the Belt and Road as a global development perspective. As it's clearly stated in Xi Jinping's perspective on the Belt and Road Initiative, what he characterizes as a community for a shared future for mankind.
And you know, China is on the way to modernization. So from your perspective, how to understand China's modernization, especially tell the story to more and more people throughout the world to know more about China?
Not only in Beijing, but in especially Shenzhen, in Guangzhou, one sees a magnificent and modernization of cities. Most of the Western public does not appreciate how much of a transformation, as I already saw in Tibet or in Xizang, it was an incredibly modern infrastructure that has already been achieved. Uh, I see this personally as part of a historical process. I think one of the problems that we are facing is the profound nature of human civilization and history, which China has perhaps the oldest civilization in human history, going back maybe 5,000 years or more. And how this evolved in terms of the interaction with developments in other parts of the world, especially in Europe. These have historical and cultural roots that when we want to find the solutions and the means of understanding how we can unite East and West, these questions in a more profound sense need to be addressed. And this is what I am doing extensive research in my work at the moment and in the coming year.
And I totally agree with you. The BRI is the bridge. China with the BRI is a positive basis for world cooperation. And you focus on the research work of high quality construction of the Belt and Road, BRI. So how do you think the BRI influenced the world?
Well, it's astounding already how much the developing or what is called the Global South is embracing directly the cooperation perspective with the Belt and Road Initiative. You have over 150 nations. This is the great majority of nations in the world, and increasing numbers of developing nations which are orienting towards recognizing the benefits of cooperation and economic development. Our association, the Belt and Road Institute in Sweden, has also put forward a concept which we call the Belt and Road economics. This concept is focused on the importance of what we call physical economy, which is how do you actually develop real investments in agriculture, in transport, in infrastructure, in power. And as we have already seen, China is the leading manufacturing nation in the world, despite the fact that US economic power is mostly, and also even here in Sweden and Western Europe, based on a speculative financial market economy that is not linked to fundamentally to real physical production. So we are taking up what we think in the Belt and Road Institute in Sweden is actually significant, not only here in Sweden or in Europe, but globally.
In your opinion, what does the Chinese market mean to the global development?
In my view, there would never have been any other nation on the planet that could have actually initiated the Belt and Road Initiative in the way that it has been, because it emerges, the Belt and Road Initiative has created a different orientation for world development perspective. And the Global South and the nations of the world, including the BRICS, how do we guarantee a decent living standard for every human being on the planet? And I think the role that China has initiated is essential in this perspective.
So regarding the expectations for future Sino-Swedish cooperation, in which areas do you think the two countries can further deepen cooperation?
The bilateral cooperation between China and Sweden is quite strong. And this being the 75th anniversary of the diplomatic founding of the diplomatic relations, I think that this can be a celebration of these areas of cooperation in biomedicine, in areas of research that Sweden is one of the leading, together with Switzerland, European nations that is the leading innovators in technologies. And this is something that goes hand in hand together with China. I think this is very much a positive factor, not only here in Sweden, but in other European countries, that they are recognizing the need for bilateral economic cooperation.
The Chinese Spring Festival is coming. Please send your best wishes.
I send my absolute best wishes for both a happy Chinese New Year and the celebration of the Spring Festival the coming year. This is the year of the snake. So let us work together as we have been to bring about a deeper friendship and cooperation. This will be my objective, and I wish all the people in China a most happy and wonderful celebration for the coming Chinese New Year and Spring Festival.
Yes, and we also send our best wishes to you. We hope that you have a superb 2025 and everything will go better and better. Okay, so thank you, Stephen. Thank you for your time.
Let's be in touch.